Shalom. It's Izzy, your Hebrew teacher here, and this is Hebrew Chapters with Holy Language Institute. Today, we are reading from the second last parsha, or Torah portion, in the book of Bamidbar, Numbers. You can see here, Bamidbar, that's Numbers. We are reading from parsha Mattot is the name of this parsha. It actually begins a couple pages earlier, right here. You can see it's the 42nd parsha Mattot. And we are going to be reading today from chapter 32. Chapter 32. Now, the last two parshas in the book of Numbers are sometimes doubled, depending on whether that the year on the Hebrew calendar has 12 or 13 months. So this reading could be for both Mattot and Maseh, both of those Torah portions, or just for Mattot, depending on the year. Here you'll see that chapter 32, in Hebrew it says Shishi. So that's the sixth aliyah, or reading from the portion. An aliyah is when someone in the synagogue goes up to the bima, or reading lectern, where the Torah scroll is opened, and they read a section. That's called an aliyah. So this is the sixth aliyah. However, you can see here it says shishi. It also says shlishi, or third, kshehen mechovrin. That's actually Aramaic. But basically, when these two parshas are paired, the root there is chavar, both in Hebrew and Aramaic, then this is actually the third aliyah. Let's take a moment to pray, and we'll begin reading. Thank you that we can call you our Abba, the one who created the universe, the one who gave the Torah to the prophet Moses. Thank you that we have a relationship with you through Yeshua, your dear Son. Thank you for breathing your Spirit on our hearts, for bringing us to life. You're the one who makes your word come alive for us. Thank you for being available to teach us personally, to open the scriptures to us. Thank you for your help in every area of our lives. And I pray, Abba Father, Holy God of Israel, that you would help us today, help every one of my students as they endeavor to study your word in the language in which you originally gave it to your people Israel. Thank you that this is the Bible that Jesus read. These are the scriptures that Yeshua of Nazareth grew up studying through every year. What an exciting thing that is. Thank you that we can follow in his footsteps, that we can even follow in his mental footsteps as we read these exact same passages in the exact same language as he read them. Thank you for that. We welcome your help, your involvement, your insights in this study session. Amen. So here, we'll just begin reading in Numbers chapter 32, verse 1. This is an easy reading story about when the people of Israel were on the cusp of the land of Canaan and were about to go in, and a couple tribes approach Moses with a question. U mikneh, there is and. Mikneh are livestock. Actually, the root of this word, kana, is also the verb to acquire in general. So livestock were prime acquisitions. They were often a person's wealth was measured largely in their livestock, and you could say that they were like one of the chief assets in the ancient Middle East and for the people of Israel. So mikneh, livestock. Rav. Rav here means lots, or much, great. Much livestock. Haya, there was. Levenei, to the sons of. Ben is son. Benei are sons of. Reuven, Reuben. le v'nei, and to the sons of Gad, the tribe of Gad. Atzum me'od. Atzum has the concept of being mighty. Me'od is intensive, very. So very much livestock. They had a mighty amounts of livestock. Vayeru, and they saw. Et, what did they see? Eretz, the land of Yazel, that's a place. Ve'et, and what else did they see? Eretz, the land of Gilad, Gilead. V'hinei, and look at that, behold. Hamakom, the place, makom is place. Makom, mikneh. Makom mikneh here means a place of livestock. It was a place friendly to livestock. Vayavo'u, and they came. V'nei Gad, the sons of Gad. U v'nei Ruvain, and the sons of Reuben. Vayomru, and they said, El, to Moshe, Moses. V'el, and to Elazar, that's Eliezer. Ha-Kohen, the Kohen, the priest. V'el, and to Nasi'eh, that's a plural construct. And Nasi is someone who is elevated, in this case, like the idea of a leader, a national leader. So here it's the national leaders of Ha-Edah. You remember from past lessons, Edah means a community, so the community. Le'mor, to say. Atarot, that's a place. V'divon, and that's two more places. V'yazel, v'nimra, v'cheshbon, v'elalei, u'svam, u'nevo, u've'on. I'm sure you felt very edified just reading this last verse in Hebrew, this string of place names in the land just east of the Jordan. There's actually, I'll explain something to you about this verse. This is Numbers chapter 32, verse 3. It begins here with this verse is just a string of place names. It begins with Atarot, V'divon, two places. And actually, this verse is known as Atarot V'divon in Jewish thought. And in the Jewish tradition, there's generally you'll read the Torah portion in Hebrew twice in the course of the week, and then read it in a translation once. And there's some discussion about why would you even read this verse in the translation. I mean, it's a bunch of place names. In the first translations of the Torah into Aramaic, this verse is exactly the same. And they say there's even benefit in that. So even in the verses that seem irrelevant, that seem to be not very deep spiritually, there's benefit in reading the Torah simply because it's God's word. So when you think of something in the Torah that seems irrelevant to you, you can just sum it up by saying Atarot V'divon. And then remember, it's still... Thanks for watching this trailer. To get this whole talk in audio or video format, go to holylanguage.com and subscribe. I'll see you there.